Malone Lamb's alleged $230 million crypto scam. Let's get right into it.
This
Lock
is
in.
Malone Lam, 20 years old, Singaporean, and he shot
So if you didn't know, this entire thing is like there's like a group of people that pulled off this massive crypto scam, and this video explains all of it.
to infamy overnight for allegedly carrying out one of the largest crypto thefts from a single person in US history. And then he went on a spending spree, dropping obscene amounts at nightclubs in Los Angeles.
This guy was dropping like $400,000 at clubs in a night, and I don't know what the hell he was thinking. I mean, obviously, if you go out spending horrendous amounts of money, you're gonna get caught for doing something. I mean, he's like 19. Like, he just all of a sudden has all this money. He's buying super expensive stuff, and I mean, he's making it really obvious.
Gifting handbags worth tens of thousands of dollars and amassing a collection of more than 30 luxury cars. So, what was he doing in America and how did he pull it off? First, here's what we know about when Lam got to the US. He arrived in October 2023 on the US Visa Waiver Program, which allows tourists to stay up to 90 days without a visa. Fast forward, and it's been more than a year, and he's clearly overstayed his welcome. Court documents.
Oh damn! So he wasn't even supposed to be in America, and he was just blowing obscene amounts of money at the club and buying all these different clothing items and stuff. What did he expect? Why didn't he just run back to Singapore and go and live his life after getting all of that money?
Also revealed that Lam had no permanent residence while he was in the US and he wasn't employed, so essentially he had no legal status there. Nonetheless, he apparently toggled between LA and Miami, where he was eventually caught. Now, let's look at the scam.
Okay, so he was illegal, and he was flying around the country at the same time and blowing a bunch of money. Dude, what do you expect? What?
One of several since at least August this year that landed Lam in trouble with the feds. Online, Lam goes by the monikers Anne Hathaway and $$. His partner in crime, Jean-Biel Serrano, calls himself Versace God and at Skid
Okay, so
Star.
here's one of the
They
other
came up with a plan to
perpetrators.
scam someone in Washington, D.C. We'll call him the victim. They chose
The victim happened to be a really ignorant old person that had a boatload of money, and unfortunately, they were gullible enough to fall for this.
him because he was a high net worth investor from the early days of cryptocurrency. A lot of planning went into hoodwinking the victim. Prosecutors called it sophisticated social engineering. It's basically a fancy term for someone gaining the trust of another in order to extract sensitive information. Their modus operandi was
Another term for scamming.
like this. The goal was to make the victim think that his Google account was being compromised. In the week leading up to the theft on August 18th, a third person was roped in to send him notifications. These were fake alerts of unauthorized Google account access, and the attempts also looked like they originated overseas because proxy and VPN services were used.
So obviously, the person that was on the other end of the scam, the victim, they just couldn't tell the difference between an actual Google notification and a fake notification, like a fake alert, which those should just get sent to spam anyway. Was it like, where did he find these?
Imagine if you kept getting multiple notifications saying that someone was trying to get into your account. How would you feel? Worried? Bingo. Cue Lam and Serrano.
Yeah, I'd feel worried, and I'd change my authenticator, and I'd just log out all the devices and secure everything on there. It's happened. It happens. But I think you have somebody managing your money for you if you have that much money. Like, why is this guy managing his money?
On August 18th, they called the victim pretending to be from Google's support team.
You gotta be kidding me. Google doesn't do that. I don't think Google just calls your phone when your account's being hacked into. I'm pretty sure they just send you one of those automated notifications and they tell you to pull up your bootstraps and get a hold of everything.
saying that there had been an attempt to hack his account and they needed to shut it down. They convinced the victim to divulge his account security codes.
How can one be this gullible with that amount of money? Honestly, I don't. How did he even get his hands on that type of money? And he's giving away his security codes that Google explicitly tells you do not share with anyone. Like, you're not supposed to share those with literally anyone. There's one place you put that, and it's on the one like recovery lock thing on Google when you sign in.
Lam then allegedly accessed the victim's OneDrive and Gmail, where he found the victim's Gemini crypto records. There are screenshots of conversations between Lam and Serrano.
Oh my god. So these guys were just chatting about it online, and what is this, Telegram? Wait. Yeah, is this Telegram?
As evidence. And then,
I
to
don't
make
know.
it more
That
believable,
looks...
Lam and Serrano then upped the ante, calling
So they're chatting about this giant scam that they're pulling off just casually over their messages. Yeah, no one can see those.
the victim, and this time pretending to be from Gemini's security team. They convinced him that his accounts had been compromised, and then got him to transfer about $3 million worth of crypto into a wallet controlled by Lam.
So they pretty much just tricked him into sending the money to Malone. You gotta be kidding me. This guy must be the most gullible sucker in the century. Wow.
They then got the victim to download a remote desktop connection program for security. He agreed.
Yeah,
and
AnyDesk.
this gave
They got him to install AnyDesk, and then they just hopped on his computer and just stole everything off of
Lam and
it.
Serrano real-time access to his computer. All this time, remember, they're still on the phone call. Serrano allegedly manipulated him into opening various files on his computer, including those with private keys to his Bitcoin. While Serrano was on call with the victim, Lam used the access keys to steal more than 4,100.
4,100 Bitcoins? What? Excuse me? This sucker had 4,100 Bitcoins. And he didn't have the common knowledge to not let random, like, these are random people. This is obviously not your Google headquarters team. They're not gonna be doing this. He just let these scammers onto his device. He just cooked himself. I mean, how did he even have that many?
Bitcoin, worth more than $230 million at the time. These screen recordings track how they did it step by step using a mirror program. And you can see Lam's Anne Hathaway and Serrano's...
They recorded it while they were on a Discord call. These have got to be the smartest fellers of this time.
Versace got display names here. So, what did they do next?
Wait, was that one dude? This one dude is... Imagine this guy just, like, isn't even a part of it. He's just, like, there, Devin. He doesn't even know what's going on. He just gets caught up in this shit.
And Serrano's Versace got display names here. So, what did they do next? Well, Lam and Serrano allegedly laundered the funds through various mixers and exchanges using peel chains and digital...
What, so they use, like, a Bitcoin mixer, and then they broke it up into a bunch of different, yeah. Wow.
wallets.
Well...
And then the opulent spending spree. Travel, nightclubs, swanky
yeah, isn't that jacket's like $80,000?
cars,
That's a really expensive
watches,
asset.
designer handbags, and ritzy
Jacket.
rental boats.
Ah.
Lam bought 31 luxury cars.
31 luxury cars. What? He's like 18 years old. Yeah, the law is gonna be all over your ass. Like, where the fuck did you get that money?
Including custom Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Porsches. Some were a cool $3 million.
He bought a $3 million car with this dude's money. Oh my god. That poor ignorant victim.
22 of these are still missing as of September
22 are still missing. That's
24th,
insane.
including this one. Serrano rented this house in California at $47,500 per month.
That's just
Lam
insane.
also splurged on multiple home rentals in LA and Miami, including on Hibiscus Island.
Oh yeah, he's just staying in the nicest
One
of
had a
places.
monthly rent of $68,000.
That's more than a lot of the average American's salaries. Are you kidding me?
Lam also went big at nightclubs in Miami and LA, burning through about $500,000 each time.
That's what I was saying at the start of the video. Yeah, he was spending like $500,000 each night at the club, just buying the most expensive, extravagant shit that he can find. Like, what? Who was gonna tell him? Who was gonna tell him that that was a bad idea? He could have waited a couple years and then claimed this illegally on his taxes. Like, what are you? Why? This guy is stupid.
But the fun didn't last long, and their extravagance was short-lived. On September 18th, exactly a month after the theft, Serrano was arrested at Los Angeles airport after he came back from the Maldives with his girlfriend. She tipped off Lam, who immediately deleted his Telegram account. On the same day, Lam was nabbed by police in Miami.
Oh, damn.
According to the Miami Herald, the FBI raided this posh waterfront home said
Oh my god, look at that place.
to be a celeb favorite Airbnb rental. And at another house, they seized cars and watches. Lam was charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering in a U.S. district court in Florida on September 19th. On November 14th, he appeared before a judge in Washington, D.C. for a pre-trial hearing to discuss the disclosure of evidence. That's where he requested a speedy trial, which means that the trial cannot be delayed indefinitely. His attorney, Scott Armstrong, told us, Mr. Lam is 20 years old and unfortunately caught up in a very complicated
Yeah, he's got himself into a pickle at 20. This dude isn't gonna see the light of day.
case. We will vigorously defend him. Lam is currently in remand in Virginia, and he'll return to court on January 9th next year for another pretrial hearing. For each offense, he faces up to 20 years in jail, and he could be fined up to $250,000 or up to twice his gains from the scams.
Oh yeah, twice his gains from the scams would be impeccable. That he's not gonna be able to pay that off legally in his lifetime. Malone is cooked. He's absolutely cooked. That was a pretty good video. Honestly, I think that like, if you're gonna go and do something completely obscene like a multi-$100 million crypto scam, you should probably just flee the country and exchange all of the money into foreign money and just go completely mask on, like never show your face again. And it just shows what happens when you do. This guy was out partying everywhere, buying everything that he could ever want, and bro was caught within a month. Well, like exactly 1 month. So I guess this guy must have just caught the stupid after he won all that money. Well, didn't win, stole all that money. He must have caught the stupid and decided to just blow through as much as he could. But I mean, there's still like 22 of the cars, and there's a bunch of money missing from it. Like, let's see, Malone, no scam, money that got paid back. Yeah, I don't know how much they got back. I'm not entirely sure how much was given back to the victim, but a pretty hefty amount was stolen from him. And there's still a bunch of cars missing, and I'm sure watches and other jewelry that Malone decided to buy. Um, and I don't know, because there's a third guy there, but he didn't get caught. Just low key, that's pretty crazy. I don't know where he's at, but I think they're still searching for him. That sums up the video. I think this was a pretty cool case, and I mean, bro's cooked. So yeah.